What's up guys, I'm Josh Elliott, and today I will be talking about a little movie called Hereditary. Hereditary is an A24 horror movie starring Toni Collette and Alex Wolff. It's about a woman whose mother dies, and the mother or grandmother had a really big obsession with her granddaughter. The grandmother's presence kind of stays with the house, and then more things happen. It's essentially just about this family going crazy. I will say, before I say anything else, I saw this movie in a packed theater, and the entire theater laughed through the entire thing. Some of the scary moments may have been impacted by shitty audience members. This movie has some really unsettling moments. First off, the directing. Some of the best directing I've seen all year. The way he frames the shots and lingers on everything, it's just very unsettling. And he especially does this in moments that you don't want to be watching. Whenever there's a moment that is so unsettling, you just can't look at it anymore, you want it to end, he holds on it until it has literally drained you completely of all hope. This is not a movie for everyone. If you are prone to panic attacks, don't watch this movie, because I am not prone to panic attacks, and I actually almost had a panic attack in the theater. There is a moment in the movie where the characters are panicking, and then something happens, and then the movie just stops. It just kind of looms along for the next couple of scenes. It's one of the best movie scenes of the year so far. It got me deep down in the core in ways that not many movies can do. Like I said, I was very mad that my audience was laughing through most of the movie, but as the movie went along, I started to get it more. The final 30 minutes of this movie just goes totally batshit crazy in a way that I did not expect it to go, and also a way that I did not like that it was going. I didn't like the ending, even though it technically made sense based on the way that they set everything up, but it's just not where I thought the movie was going. For the first hour, there are really no supernatural elements, yet it's terrifying. And so what I thought it was doing was it was presenting the natural process of grief just as a horror movie. The negative impacts that people can leave behind, that can be terrifying. And I thought that's where the movie was going, but then it didn't. Then it became about this whole other thing. I just didn't think it needed to go there. It was much better when it was simple. When it starts to go off the rails, it gives very little explanation for why it's going off the rails. The characters, they never have a turning point. They never have a moment where they just snap. It's very gradual, and it kind of just happens. Next thing you know, they're just chasing each other around the house like a slasher movie, and that's where the movie's going. I did not like the ending, although I really loved everything that came before it. While I'm looking up the director, I will point out that the acting is good. Toni Collette is alright, but her freaking out panickiness does get a little old as the movie goes along. She's very much an exaggerated version of the worn down grieving woman. Alex Wolff is really good though. He plays the quiet, moody teenager role really well, and as the movie goes along, he starts to get a lot more vulnerable. He even has a few cry moments where he even cries like a little kid, which my theater laughed at, but I thought it was really unsettling. Ari Aster, that's who directed it. He did great. Now, the father doesn't really have much of a presence in the story, but he still has like his own little arc. Anne Dowd as Joan is also a really interesting addition to the story. She's introduced about 45 minutes in. Her character is very fascinating, and she gets more interesting the more you learn about her. Essentially, Hereditary is a great movie if you want to look at how tone can impact an audience. This movie has such a solid tone that it sticks to. Its directing style works so well for it. The story itself is kind of its fatal flaw. It goes very haywire in its final act. As much as I was mad at my audience, some of the scary moments do come across as funny. I will give Hereditary a 7. Maybe that number will go up when I see it again by myself, where I won't have other people to bother me and I can just be fully immersed in the experience. So, what did you think of Hereditary? If you saw it, be sure to let me know in the comments. Click here to subscribe, and click here to watch our last video. Thank you guys so much.